What is happening, guys? Martin is back again. Wow. So Zara, I don't know if to say they caught me out or this is the reason why I do not purchase anymore or do not blind buy Zara fragrances, because I prefer to work out what I'm getting. And again, guys, so just summing up, some of you guys have already commented on this now, and obviously I needed time to actually try the fragrances to work them out. So here I have, on this side I have Blue Hole, and here on this side I have Deep Blue Sea. Okay, now Blue Hole, for those that are aware or those that aren't aware, obviously the fragrance review I did yesterday was a bit, obviously it's just starting off. I just got purchased the fragrance, so I needed the time to see what the fragrance was about. Now looking into this, guys, the opening to me is not bad. It's slightly fruity, slightly fruity. It's got the lemon opening. I'm gonna spray this again. Got the lemon opening. And again, it's got like a sort of, I think it's the jasmine and patchouli that's in the background that gives it a sort of like a warm, slightly, as I say, like a refresher type of smell. But in the dry down, guys, and this is where Zara have been very smart again. And what I think they've been doing, guys, they've just been masking the fragrances. So what this is ultimately, guys, is from Paris to New York, just in a different bottle, different color. And for those that say it smells like Dior, a Dior cologne, Dior Homme cologne, it probably does, guys. I'm not smelling out that particular fragrance, but I will need to do so, guys. So if you own from Paris to New York, guys, you do not need to purchase this one. If you don't own that one and you're a fan of lemon type of fragrances or even that lemon pledge type of smell, this is what you get, guys. This will project. I wore this to the gym and it does project. You get that lemon, it bursts off, but guys, but to me, it was only when I gave it probably about half an hour, maybe an hour, that I started to recognize what this was. And to me, guys, all it basically is from Paris to New York in a $12.99 bottle. It's just the same fragrance effectively. Maybe they've just done something to change the color of the fragrance. Maybe the concentration is slightly different because your one's supposed to be an EDP and this one's an EDT. But at the same time, guys, for what this is, $12.99 is not that bad. Don't get me wrong, it's not that bad. But if you're paying £20 when you're getting from Paris to New York, you may want a bit more. You're paying $12.99 in the UK for this one. I don't know, guys. It's not necessarily that bad for what it is. For a summer fragrance, it's okay. I just feel like a lot of these fragrances now that Zara are releasing, they are actually effectively cloning their own fragrances. And what I think they're doing also is actually just removing the, you know, changing the packaging, changing a few things. I don't know what the aim is in respect of anyone who's really into fragrances, what they'll think of it. But ultimately, guys, it is a high street store. You may not be a fragrance enthusiast and you may see two fragrances with the same juice, but obviously two different bottles, and you could buy one without realizing and then buy the other one the other day and not realize as well, guys. But ultimately, guys, from Paris to New York, that's what this one is in the base. In the opening, it smells slightly different, but you do get that lemon in the opening, so it sort of gives itself away. But again, I just think Zara have been very smart just to repackage it, basically change the juice and just put it into a cheaper bottle and say, there you go. But ultimately, guys, if you've already got Paris to New York, that's what this one is, so just check it out. This one, guys, I think is a little bit more in depth, a little bit more detail to this one, and this one is Deep Blue Sea, so I'll just spray this one again. Okay, guys, so to me, this one does smell very similar to, as I mentioned, the Izmiyaki Low Super Mayo Dizzy, I think it's called. And that one, guys, again, it says it's got clary sage in it. It's saying we've got some marine notes, we've got some citrus notes, we've got some cashmeran, we've got some sea notes, some tonka beans, some leather, and we also have some patchouli. That's that particular fragrance. This one, to me, smells similar to it. So for $12.99, it's not actually a bad purchase. I actually, now knowing what I can smell this one, actually prefer this one over the other one I've purchased as well. Now, guys, I also think this one, what Zara may have done with this one, for those that have it, this particular fragrance here, Unshakable. I'm going to spray this one again, Unshakable. Well, if you imagine, guys, again, I'm not going to edit this. If you imagine, guys, that this was a very, because this is a very weak type of fragrance. This becomes a sing scent probably within half an hour, okay? Imagine this one, guys, without the level of sweetness that you get maybe in Invictus, but you still got the marine notes. And then this one comes along and pushes it out the way and says, right, I'm here now. You slightly, not sour, but slightly more sort of salty type of sea notes that seem to come from this one. If you imagine, again, Invictus without the grapefruit, without the bubblegum vibe, but again, going down the route of a slightly more, as I say, more salty sort of ocean-based scent. That's what I'm getting with this one, guys. I don't think it's a bad one. I don't think it's a bad one at all. It may not be for everyone's cup of tea, but I actually feel what they've done is they've taken some hints of what this one is, put it into this, and I think they've even taken some things of Lisboa and put that into this as well, from their own houses that they have. For the fragrance, own house that they have for the fragrance, and put it all together in this. That's really what I think. This one, guys, I was getting it probably about easily probably about 2 hours or so. Might need to reapply it. It's not a bad fragrance. I will probably keep this on deck. I may wear this over the summer months, but who knows. But for me, guys, for the out of the two purchases that I've made, I would not necessarily purchase the Blue Hole if I already have from Paris to New York, but I sold that on eBay, so I'm probably going to keep this one. And this one here, guys, Deep Blue Sea, is not a bad one. Again, it might not be everyone's cup of tea. It is a little bit stronger than the other one. It's not as a sweet fragrance. But again, you do get those marine notes, and it's not a bad one for summertime. If you go on a holiday by the beach, this will be pretty ideal. But I just feel that, guys, what Zara have been doing, again, they have their own fragrances, and what they'll do is just maybe change the concentration or bring in an older fragrance and just maybe put something in the top notes, maybe to change it so that when you smell it, guys, you may not pick up on it. But that's how it goes. So that's my honest review of these two, guys. It's entirely up to yourselves. I personally would be avoiding the Blue Hole if I already have from Paris to New York, because it is effectively the same in the base. And this one, guys, I would give it a look into if I do like the Izumiyaki type of fragrances. This one isn't too bad. But that is it, guys. Ultimately, as well, guys, I just want to say thank you again for the comments, likes, and subscriptions. You know, I do appreciate them. I don't know what Zara are doing in their in the house for the perfume. I don't know how these reviews are done. It's a shame that the from Leather, the Vibrant Leather Oud was what it was. The performance on that is terrible. I don't know who sits in there. I don't know how to test it. It's a shame that they don't contact somebody who actually is out there, or what's the testing that they do. I really don't know anymore. It's a bit of a shame. It's a bit of a question as to what do you achieve by releasing these poor performance fragrances. It is a high street store, obviously, so it's not necessarily that they're pushing to be up there with the top niche brands, but at the same time, the potential is there. Vibrant Leather's done exactly what it needed to do, if not more. So it doesn't make sense to me to then release something and then actually give it like a half-assed type of attempt. The name itself, Vibrant Leather Oud, could have been so much more than it is. The best thing about that particular fragrance right now is the bottle, and that is it. I wouldn't even bother wearing that fragrance at all, guys. So that's just one of those things. So what can you do? But hey, thank you for likes and subscriptions, guys. Keep them coming, Martinez, and I'll see you guys soon.